right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Pudge IG Live with your host. My name is Pudge Fernandez with another episode, number 50 as a matter of fact. Holy shit, how long is this going to keep on going? Well, you know how I'm going to do. As long as the pandemic keeps going, so will I. This is officially my second season of the Hot Pudge IG Live, and now we're on episode 50. Exciting. Very exciting. Totally cool. Never expected it to go this far. I didn't expect the pandemic to go this far. Honestly, I was one of the ones back in March. It's like, oh, it'll be over by September, October, November. We'll be back in the comedy clubs by Thanksgiving for sure. Christmas is going to be a blast. Wow. I'm glad I didn't put no money on that. When is it going to end? I don't know. All we can do is keep going. Thank you, Comedy Pete, for joining us, and a shout out to my music. Yes. Hey, listen, a quick heads up, because I always love to share information for everybody who's doing stuff on Facebook and IG and YouTube. Music has always been a big fucking deal when you do one of these things. And there's this thing called trademarking. I don't know, it's trademarking, and they get upset if you use somebody's music. And when I first started, I was using random music, and I got cut and edited and deleted. And then I started using classical because somebody said, oh, it's 200 years old, so it's not copyrighted. But then YouTube jumped all over me. Then I thought maybe jazz, because they're all over the place, so how can they but no, they got me that too. So quick heads up for Pete and anybody else watching. YouTube, you can find safe, free music to use when you're doing your little Hot Pudge or IGs or Facebook. So yeah, YouTube, free music you can use, and you're not going to be cut, edited, or anything like that. With that said, let me get my first, and again, I always say first, only guest of tonight. Very funny, very popular. He's done, I think, all of my shows back in the day when I was producing shows all over Queens and Brooklyn. He was one of my favorites. He's one of those that you look forward to because, quote unquote, what people call edgy, maybe pushing the envelope, and I mean that like honestly in a real good way. Too many comedians are trying to claim that they're edgy. We'll have a talk about them in a minute when I get my guest on. But yes, hold on, let me try to get him on. Okay, hold on, love these technical difficulties. All right. Oh, I got a lot of people joining in. Thank you so much. We're waiting on our guest. There he is. We almost got him. This is why I want to have a fucking podcast, because a podcast, you just do it on your own, and you have to worry about Instagram and technology, and this motherfucker's upside down. That's what I'm talking about. See, you're upside down. You didn't even know it. Geno Bisconte, everybody. Yes, it is Geno.
You ever how come everything always goes right to my fucking headset? Now I can hear you. You there?
Yeah, man, loud and clear. Happy to have you, man.
Oh, it's good to be here, buddy. How the fuck are you?
Awesome. Looking very handsome, as always, might I say. I haven't seen you in so long, bro. Love the American red, white, and blue.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yes, we can. Dude, I got into bandanas during the lockdown. And sorry I'm a little late, but in my defense, I actually did a quick Instagram live of my own to tell people to come over here. Because half the time they don't see it, So I just went over real fast, and that's why I popped in. You must have been like, why did he just leave a comment that he'll be right here when he's here? And I'm like, I had to go over and tell these idiots to come over here. But like I was saying, when the lockdown started, you couldn't get a haircut. I just let it grow. And then I started, I went to wear a mask once, and I put it up on my head like a headband. I'm like, ooh, I like this. And now I have a dozen headbands. I'm an idiot now with these.
No, you adapted. You know what? We're all coming out of this with something.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all coming out of this with something, whether it's a fucking headband or some of us are gaining weight, losing weight. We're letting our hair grow out. Everyone's doing the beards.
Yeah.
I'm getting technologically responsible. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I was one of those idiots in the comedy that, all I focused on was the craft and the writing, but I didn't do nothing as far as content. So here I am creating content finally, thanks to the pandemic.
And you got the logo Hot Pudge Productions. I see what you did there.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, baby steps, baby steps. I'm telling you, and I'm working towards a podcast. So this is all like my practice, warming up to that coming this spring. Got my website, got the Hot Pudge Sunday YouTube channel, which you will be on, sir.
I can't wait, buddy. It sounds like a party.
Holy shit. Look, you got Pussy with you. Look at that. You are the
I've
man.
got that insane cat. That's my cat 6. Look at her. She's like, oh, am I on TV? Just going to lie here and be perfect.
Sexy.
She's so she had to put up with me during the entire lockdown. So yeah, things are good.
Oh, that's great. I mean, they say pets are the best thing as far as stress and under these pandemic conditions.
She's very therapeutic. Yeah,
we needed everything we possibly. I started walking in the park. I started doing laps.
Walking is like, obviously it's not like a hectic workout regimen, but it is so therapeutic. Like, I began walking when this first started because we do the show in hot water 4 days a week, 5 sometimes, over at Compound Media on 35th and 7th, and I'm over on 104th. It's like 70 blocks. And in the summer, I would just walk back every fucking day just to get some steps in, just to get some sunlight. Because once you got home, back in the summer, there was nothing. And you'd get in your house and that was it. You're locked down. You had nowhere to go. And, you just became a fucking, I don't even want to say couch potato, just a fucking absolute giant vegetable. So luckily, I was doing that walking then. And that kept me remotely not insane, for lack of a better phrase.
I was a couch potato too. And as a matter of fact, speaking of couch potatoes, I actually found an app another comedian recommended to me, because I was doing the walking and the laps, and I worked my way up to walking 5-6 miles.
Right.
But it was like bittersweet, because I used to be in the military. I used to run. So I wasn't running. I didn't know how to run anymore, and I needed some kind of, training. So they found me an app called Couch to 5K. So literally from the couch to 5K, and I started doing that. And yeah, before you know it, I'm running. So yes, we were all couch potatoes at one point, but now, I'm doing my thing.
Well, that's just it with the like, because me with the pandemic, I'm the one with the stickers that say the COVID is just the flu with a better publicist, and like, because
that was hilarious.
And to me, they're like, a lot of people are like, oh, you're just trying to make a joke of it. I'm not. I'm dead serious. Like, they're like, you think COVID is fake? I think COVID's very real. I think COVID is very, it's dangerous, but we know, like, if you're old, if you're morbidly obese, if you have type 2 diabetes, if you have a pre-existing condition, even then, it's not fucking a death sentence. It's far from it. But that's who it's killing, and they're using the narrative. I call this, they want people to be more afraid of the infection right now than the fact that if you have a brain and you're responsible, you're going to die. Like, look, we lost our dear friend Kenny Ortega, to this. And that's the one I get the most. It's like, and I dare say, guys like me and you, Pudge, were closer to him than 90% of the virtue signaling faggots. That's all I can use, because I don't mean they're gay. I just mean they were born wrong, the old Catholic Church version of what faggot meant. And they're like, oh, well, tell that to Kenny Ortega's family. And it's like, me, I hung out with him 2 months before he died, because he lived in my neighborhood. I bumped into him. He's not wearing a mask. We're in his car. He's eating chicken wings. I'm not being fucking mean. That's what he was doing. And we were laughing and living life. But people would be like, well, you don't care about Kenny. Actually, I do. You just need to use him to further your narrative of fucking fear. And this all gets back to the stickers, because all I think it is, Pudge, is bullying. It's like, look, you don't have any old people. You're killing my no one's killing your grandmother. Keep her inside. Well, what if I get it? Why do you need to get tested to know that you have the worst pandemic of your lifetime? You know if you have it. You know if you don't.
It's very real. It is very real. But
right.
You have to be Stevie Wonder not to see that there is a little manipulation of the narrative here and there. A little tuck and little cut and paste. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can see it. I can feel it. And yes, obviously in the beginning, if you can identify, which I was on the Corona hit list, because there was that, okay, are you pre-diabetic? Yes. Asthma? Yes. High blood pressure? Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't have was elderly, thank God, not yet. But I knew what to do, and I know how to react. And we should all, it's pretty, you think it's common sense, just know how to react accordingly. and adjust and overcome. But yes, there was manipulation of numbers, and we were all watching that little graph, the bar graph, go up and waiting for it to come down.
But that's just it. It's all these graphs, and they're all like, I don't believe any information like that I see anymore. And don't get me wrong, like you can look at the graphs, and but it's a fact. It's a fact that people are like, oh, well, Trump fucked up to let it in. You can't say Trump fucked up and Cuomo's doing a great job any more than you can say Cuomo was doing a shitty job and Trump was saving the country. Because bottom line is, I attribute it to arrogance, Pudge. And all these people are like, well, we can beat it. Just today, fucking the fucking new guy in the White House, that fucking puppet. And again, I don't care. He's my president. I didn't vote for either one. Whatever goes on, I'm fine with. But when he said, oh, wear a mask, it saves lives. Shut up, because they said like months ago, they're like, well, if you're asymptomatic, you can't spread it. And they backpedaled within 12 hours. Whoever said it, the WHO, the CDC, I can't keep track. Because in my opinion,
there was so much misinformation stepping over, and it was like Fauci was good and Fauci wasn't, and then we don't need a mask, then we do need a mask. Yeah. And it was very confusing. And as far as the president and the governor, what person and what politician would have handled it perfectly? What human being?
There's no way to. Here's what people don't. Here's what they need to realize, in my opinion, Pudge. It's a virus, and people are like, we can beat it. Actually, you can beat it if you stay healthy and strengthen your immune system. They're like, they think it's like a war, and they're like, it's so tiny, we can beat it. I know they're not saying that, but that's how they're acting. Well, if you wear a mask, it doesn't make a difference. You said it when it all began. A mask protects me, and I can protect me by being healthy better. And they just don't fucking listen. They give you this arrogant, and fucking just today, the president's like, and there, I said it, the president, it hurt, but I said it. The president said, it's like, in 99 days, if we wear this, we'll save blah, 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 many lives. No. He's like, if we wear this till April, we wore it like the past 8 months. He acts like no one was wearing it before. Everyone's fucking wearing it.
I wouldn't say everybody jumped on board. I think there was this hot, sloppy mess in the beginning. We weren't in line. I know, first of all, we're all different. So New York should not be treated the same as Oklahoma, as Texas or Wyoming or Florida. So that was the big mistake I saw in the beginning. But yes, there was an objective, wait till the curve flattens and we're waiting for a vaccine, but there was no planning across the board. So as far as like politicians, Trump took a hit, Cuomo took it, everyone took a hit because they made it political. Nobody was on each other's side. Nobody. Or
Iowa, Gabby Greco. Iowa is not New York. I know. Go on, buddy. I'm sorry.
So it was just one big sloppy hot mess. There was nobody came together. It's all political. I mean, I can nice pussy. I'm sorry, I keep saying pussy every time.
She's eating my foot. Anyway, go on. I'm listening. But I'm going to do that every so often because I'm insane. But know that oh my God, that hurt. But know that I'm listening to you, buddy. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, not at all. Not at all. So it's like, I mean, I wouldn't give any credit to any politician or to condemn them. It was just one big hot mess. They all took a bite out of a shit sandwich. And it's just, I don't know how else to put it. It's just.
Well, the thing is, they keep acting like the world's, and it's not. Like, everyone that's dying is old or fat, and you can sit there and be like, and tell me, oh my God, people that are perfectly healthy that are dying, I know 4 people, and I'm just going to say to you, 1, they weren't perfectly healthy. 2, there's a 99.9% chance you're lying. There's a 99.9% survival rate for healthy people. Fucking, but they're like, oh, and someone said it perfectly. Michael Malice, Gabby Greco hates him. I'm kidding. Big fan like myself. Michael Malice was on Dave Smith actually said to Michael Malice, he's like, look, it's like if you are in a supermarket and there's an earthquake and you're like some young millennial, you're probably going to be like, oh my God, am I going to die? But if you're that same person and you have a 3-year-old child with you and you can be terrified, you're just going to look at him like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And I extend that metaphor, if you would, to I just think these are fucking cowards that want everyone to be afraid like them, when I don't even think it takes bravery, because I'm going to let you know a little secret that you know because you've known me for some time, Pudge. I'm a giant pussy. But I'm not even afraid of coronavirus, because when it all kicked in, I'm like, all right, I'm healthy. I got even healthier, and I'm not saying I'm running marathons, but simple things like walking to work and making sure that you're getting sunlight and just be intelligent. And that's your best guard against it. But all these
what you're saying is absolutely right. And that's the one thing I don't see. Everything is react. But no one's talking about preventive medicine. No one's talking about exercising and eating right. I mean, you have to go down to the rabbit hole and watch some independent Joe Rogan shit to listen to real doctors and be like, hey, these are these vitamins that'll help you prevent it. Oh, these are these vitamins that can help you if you have it. Oh, don't forget sunlight. And what's your diet look like? No, it's just this big fear and wear a mask and wait. And wait.
I take care of myself. Ask my buddy John Weatherson, who's in here. I do cocaine in the middle of the afternoon. I bang crazy women who make me hide the knives without a condom. I drink a bottle of Jameson every 2 days. I take care of myself. Is that bad?
Like a true comic should. That's the cocaine. Yes, it's good for the metabolism. It burns energy while you're sitting still.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah, that's the word on the street. But it just drives me insane that people like if people are just dumb. If in this day and age with all the medical technology available and all the fucking medical information at your disposal, because you can't trust anyone these days. You have to look it up yourself, and it's not even verifying it. And I say this with politics now as well. It's all common sense. And the stuff I believe is what fucking keeps me going. And the stuff, and I don't mean like I believe there are lizard people living in tunnels under the earth. That's the latest one I heard. But I believe that my immune system, after 52 years of reps, as I call it, fucking can keep me healthy. You know, I also believe if you want to get political, if you want me to believe that fucking Obama got 60 million votes, Trump got 70 million votes, but Biden got 80 million, if you want me to believe that, I can't believe that. Do you want me to, do I think Biden had people in place to help him steal the election and he did it? I do. Am I going to bitch about it? No, because that's fucking America, and he's my fucking president if that's what he did. I have no problem with that.
And that's what people, very good segue. That's what people fail to realize. Everyone keeps saying, Biden stole it, Biden stole it, Biden stole it. You know what? I'll concede. I'll give you that. But you gotta know that it was stolen in 2016. It was stolen with George W. Bush with that little Florida, the little countdown they had. Kennedy stole the election. This is not new.
Let me ask you this politically, because I agree, but I without a doubt, sorry, but I want to, and don't you think, and everything you're saying, you saw my face. I wasn't like you're crazy. I'm like, yeah, he's right. Like everything you say, I know. Like again, my common sense is like Pudge is right. And do you have a problem with it? The country. I don't want to sound like an arrogant. It runs itself. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's not like it doesn't need people in charge. And that when I watch Biden, and I think he's an absolute puppet, I do. But here's the weird thing. I'm not like, we're in trouble. I'm like, thank God there are people pulling the strings on this guy because he's an idiot. He's a mushhead. But I got no problem. Let the Democrats do whatever they want. As long as people with half an ounce of sanity are pulling those strings, I'm fine with it. The country runs itself for the most part. It really does.
And at the end of the day, they're all puppets. I forget.
Yeah.
I don't know who said it. I wish I can quote him. But all the president of the United States is no greater than the general manager of a McDonald's. They are the general manager of that McDonald's. This McDonald's being the United States, but they fall under a bigger corporation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There are a lot of strings. I mean, we all know, but Cheney was holding all the strings when George W. was in there.
Dude, there's so much muck in between then and now. I'd forgotten that, but yeah, everyone was saying fucking Cheney was doing it.
That's what I hate this political climate these last 4 years. I mean, everyone's going nuts since Trump was running and then he won. But know your history, please. I mean, don't tell me, Biden stole the election. Okay, I just went over the elections that I know of in the U.S. Now, that's not counting the elections that were stolen overseas that the Americans and the CIA had their hand in. Okay,
yeah.
So how many governments did we set up in South America and Central America and Africa? Oh, my God, no, Biden stole this election. We've been stealing for years.
Look at Comedy Comedy Pete with his tinfoil hat saying the U.S. hey Pete, is supposedly a corporation owned by London since 1871. He's another one that probably thinks there's lizard people. What do you think of the Q stuff, Pudge? Because I'm telling you, there's stuff I still believe from that, mostly the Pizzagate shit. But now you look back, you're like, all right, and it's not like, what the fuck, we were lied to. I'm like, all right, a lot of it was bullshit, but this is the thing I keep asking people. How do you go out of your way to make all this shit up? Like, remember... What's that?
I think there's absolutely something going on when it comes to Epstein, the island, kids being kidnapped, kids being molested, kids from all over the world being just used and abused by these fucking sick adults. There's no question that there's something there. What irks me is when people make it sound like it's only Democrats. Really? Only Democrats are pedophiles?
Dude,
that's it. That's it. Only Democrats are pedophiles.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Come on, I'm open-minded. I'm independent. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? I'm the person. I believe in owning a gun, protecting women's rights, eating the Quran, reading the Quran while eating a bacon sandwich. That's me. Pure freedom. I don't want to fall for either side. I happen to believe things on both sides. But I do
believe the adrenochrome is big business, that Comedy Pete is saying. I do believe that. I do believe, like that's they get that from the fucking adrenal gland of the kid, and the prime adrenochrome is when the kid is terrorized. Yeah, I believe that.
If you want to go there, people don't realize, these people called the Nazis, they're evil, they're terrible, they killed millions. But what do? We took them in, gave them a hug, gave them a blanket, and they put us on the moon.
Yeah.
The Nazis are responsible for putting us on the moon. So it's like, anything and every. I don't want to hear just Trump this, Obama. It goes way back, man. Way back, and it's so fucking deep. Yeah, it's the child molestation, the fucking Nazis, the KKK in the White House. It's all there. It's in plain sight if you want to see. But if you want to be a Democrat only. And if you want to be a Republican only, you're not going to see it.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about you just saying that, whether you want to be a Republican or a Democrat, that's another thing.
Somebody called me fat. Somebody said you could skip on the.
Oh, my buddy Chad, he said you could skip a bacon sandwich. Please, I'd kill for a bacon sandwich right now. But someone said it's like, say what you want about Trump, like he left in disgrace and all that, which you could argue, and I don't care, but he really. Tell you what's not going away, at least not for me, and I think a lot of people, that he showed that what you just said, both sides are shit. They're all fucking pieces of disingenuous garbage that just fucking, you know what I mean?
He's such an anomaly. Because, are you a New Yorker? Born and bred?
Let me say this. No, I'm born in Jersey. I lived in Delaware for a while, but when all this started, this is what, I consider myself a New Yorker because I've lived here. It'll be 20 years in March. I've lived here longer than anywhere else in my life, and this is the place I won't leave. This is the place I'll fight for. Like my family's in Jersey, my friends are in Delaware. Good for them. I don't give a fuck. But this has made me realize I'm a New Yorker now, not just because I've lived here so long, most of my adult life, but just because this is the place I'll fucking fight for. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, I was just asking as far as the Trump statement I was going to make, because Trump is this anomaly because, first of all, we go way back.
Mm-hmm.
We go way back. And what I love telling people is, there's half the people who hate him and half the people that love him. But if you're a New Yorker, it's not about loving or hating. It's him. We know him. We go way back.
Oh, with Trump?
Not only with Donald, but his dad. You know what I'm saying? So we go way back. And on one hand, while I wouldn't trust him with anything of mine, or I don't like him personally, but you got to give him credit as far as the business, and he did. It's just, I don't know, how can you hate somebody but kind of respect in some way, shape, or form the way he was able to call out the media and the fake news.
Right.
It was out there. It's out there. It's like the first person to claim it wins it. And he was smart enough to grab it and throw it out there. Because it is fake news. But again, it's not just CNN. It's not just Fox. It's all of it. And he called it out. And that was, I got to call it. It was a great move. It was a great move. Because that's what woke people up. because people knew in their hearts, people knew, hey, this is not all kosher.
I mean, that's just it. And like, I never, and I say this to my friends all the time, even you, Pudge, even you, like, we haven't hung out in years. Have I ever talked politics? Obviously not. No. I never gave a fuck until about the past, probably a little over the past year. But when Corona came in, that's when I started to care. Because again, I feel like I feel like they're taking freedom from us, and they have no right. Like, it started when someone said this to me, and I'm like, oh my God, that really resonated. Like, they would say, well, these people went across the ocean to fight wars for us. The least we could do is stay inside on the couch for them. And simply put, no, Pudge, these people, being my uncle who fought in World War II and my father who fought in Korea, went across the ocean to fight for people who were having their freedoms taken from them. And then I'll be damned if they came back and I don't think any old person would sit on the couch and be like, please stay inside. They would be like, I fucking fought my ass off so a government across the ocean couldn't do what this one right here is doing to us. Walk the fuck outside. And I'll tell you something else everyone says, and I believe. Again, not citing a thing. This is just something I heard I completely believe from healthcare workers. 99% of people in healthcare are not like, please don't come near me. They're literally saying, oh my God, I didn't live 90 years to die alone. To die alone. Take off, you're looking at someone with a face covering through glass. And I believe that. But these fucking cowards in government want to scare you because they're scared. They're scared of letting us live. And that's the bullshit. I don't have to tell you about the Act of 1871. The act of not the act. I don't know what my brother is trying to text to speech. Pete Bisconte's my brother, Pudge. He hates Jews. Blacks. Who else do you hate, Pete? The gay. I'm kidding. He's a very nice. I think he calls him a gay. He always calls me every other day and says, are you a gay? He doesn't. He doesn't, but he's nodding his head right now going, I never said that. I know. He's like, I never said that. But you know what I mean? Like, people didn't fight wars in other countries to protect their freedoms so they could come back and watch us just give ours over. Be like, here you go. I'm a fucking faggot puppet.
Yeah, I mean, it's been whittling. Like it's all I hate to say it, but it's kind of a conspiracy type of thing where it carries over from one presidency to another, regardless of the Republican or Democrat. It's like they hand the ball off. Right. Hey, man, I started this. You take it, and now you take it to the next level. And that's all I see. It's like, yeah, you people might shit on Trump. People are going to shit on Biden, but somewhere in the next couple of years, you're going to see a connection. You're going to see something that one did that the other one took advantage of. You know what I'm saying?
Such as?
Obama, there was something, Obama signed something into law, or it was something in regards to collecting properties, large, not cigar, nice.
Yeah, a little stick for the good guy. Little go with this is an older one, so hopefully it's a little baby Rocky Patel Madura. Go on, I'm listening, buddy.
So I realized Obama was like acquiring a lot of large properties, like the size of Walmarts. What they were is like old Walmarts that were closed down or became closed down. Obama, yeah, he was some kind of acquiring all these large buildings, Walmart-sized buildings that were closing down all over the country, and it was to be they didn't know what it was going to be for, but Obama was somewhat responsible for these government buildings that were being taken over. All right, so that's kind of the setup. Now, and what's the punch? Then Trump becomes president after Obama, and guess what these buildings are used for? These buildings are the ones being housed all the Mexican immigrants and all the other immigrants that Trump said had to go back to their country. But you see what I'm saying? You see how one set it up and the other one knocked it down?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that ties back into what I'm saying. Like, you can't trust these motherfuckers because it's like, it's not that I believe you, like, without, looking it up, but it's also like, that makes complete sense because I don't believe these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll play the game. I'll pick my favorites. I'll vote for somebody, and I'll hope for
Oh,
the best.
I love that you say that because I'm the same way. It's like I'll play the game.
I'll play the game.
What's the line? I always use the line from Vince Vaughn in The Breakup. Look, I'm Lionel Richie. I can play it all night long, Pudge.
And that's all we do. But some of us take it too seriously and take it to the next level, and we're cutting people off from our family, our friends,
Yeah.
and even our comedy community. It's sad to say, so many comics like are going like head first into politics. Like they totally changed their acts into this super left wing, super right wing, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
we have what I call, as comedians, we have freedom of speech square, because we have that. You know, there's not the freedom of speech everyone else has. We have it to another level because we can see things and interpret them in a certain way that shows.
Do you do the cigar? Do you do the cigar, Pudge? Do you do a cigar?
I just recently started again. I
just got in, dude. I'm addicted. I love them. About 3 a week.
A Cuba, Kuba, Cuba. It's acidy. It's a sweet taste.
Right. See, I like the dark ones. Daddy likes them dark. Anyway, go on back to what you were saying. I don't know why I had to ask you that, but go on. Like, you're talking about people that think they're political now, and
yeah, no, it's just scary. It's just scary. These comedians are going far left and far right and just diving right in.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like, damn, what happens? I mean, I don't know. I'm just worried for them because everything changes. Like right now, it's a political hotbed, but what happens when politics is not hot anymore, and you're knee deep in your political shtick on stage?
Yeah, you're gonna fucking you're gonna politicize yourself into a corner, for lack of a better word, right?
Exactly. As comedians, I think it should be a weapon. It should be a tool. It should be something we're free to talk about, but it shouldn't be like 24/7 beginning to end.
No, and it's also, you know what else I keep saying, and it's not like I'm giving some fucking, the social media aspect of it so polarizes us and divides us because, simply put, like, a lot of people disagree with my COVID stance, or they don't understand it, that I think COVID is the flu with a better publicist. Look at by the way, look, the sheep is me. Isn't that cute? Someone did that. The sheep is, but, like, you get into a fight on Facebook or Instagram, and it's just not real, and it's more divisive because I have friends that I still talk to, and I don't mean like that I don't talk to others, but that I physically talk to with words and a phone or face-to-face. Like, and I can tell you two guys that are 180 the other way with me. Ralph Sutton, great podcast dude over at Gas Digital, and my buddy Tommy DiLorenzo, who's a real estate broker now in South Carolina. And they're 180 degrees against everything I say, and we joke about it whenever we're hanging around. We disagree, but we laugh about it. Like a certain comedian called me a grifter for these stickers, which, by the way, if anyone wants them, DM me, because I'm out over $1,000 printing these up on my dollar, sending them out with a personalized thank you, telling people to just stick them everywhere, but that's a grifter. But the funny part is, whenever like a new piece of merch comes out with like that logo on it, my buddy Tommy DiLorenzo will send me like a real estate listing from South Carolina. He's like, all right, here's the condo we're looking at for you, $5 million, I can get him down. And I laugh. And I laugh hysterically because I think of all the times I'm sitting, because every fight we're having on Facebook, guys like me and you that fucking settled things, you know, just out fucking on the stoop. Now I'm getting too New Yorky, or just at a bar over whiskey. That's what you lack. And when you're at a bar having a drink, having a disagreement, 99% of the time it ends with the guy like, yeah, but what the fuck do either of us know? Am I right? But not now. Now it's like,
and forget about speaking.
Such it, Gene. Good autocorrect, Gabby. Such it.
And forget about speaking intelligently about your business. Everyone speaks mean.
Yeah.
Everyone's just mean and these little bullets, and no one's doing research and knows their history. Again, I will concede that Biden stole the election, but please tell me you know about Kennedy stealing the election in the primaries thanks to the fucking mafia. Tell me.
Isn't that why he died, they say? Like one of the things, because then he turned on the mob, and they're like, well, let me tell you, you're done, sir. Is that right?
That's part of it. I mean, it's still up in the air, but yes, it was the mafia with the Cubans. It was just one big gangbang. And they drew straws to see who would get a rifle. And there was a triangular shots fired. And, hey, they got him. But yeah, I mean, come on. It's like Gore Kennedy, the 2016 election. There's a documentary about how the Republicans were trying to take votes from the minority community, blah, blah, blah. And then now the Biden. I mean, again, it's all there. I don't want to hear Republican this, Democrat this, lefty this, liberal that,
Right.
snowflake. If I hear another snowflake, you're all fucking snowflakes. Let's be real. We can pick a side. I don't mind picking a side and let's talk. But stop with the who's tougher than thou. And nobody gets punched in the face anymore. That's the fucking problem.
You're right. Looking at it, that's the other. Maybe these social media things need to end with someone getting popped in the mouth. You're right.
Yeah, everyone's a keyboard warrior. I mean, anyone can talk shit.
Yeah.
And it gets tiring, and it's like the dumbing down of America.
Oh, without a doubt. But that's the other thing. It's like you have to. I don't trust any websites now. And it's like watching the news makes me feel dumb now. Like even like I really got into Fox News over the past year just because they were the last ones to really make me yell at them and be like, you're lying. When fucking Chris Cuomo was like, it's amazing how all the fucking, mainstream media outlets, they're the ones that got COVID. No one at Fox got COVID. No one. Chris Cuomo got COVID. He's battling it. Oh, he's a fucking hero. And fucking, what's her name from day one? Day one, that's when it started. When Trump won, I didn't vote. I didn't care. But when they show fucking Rachel Maddow crying, saying this is disbelief and showing the DNC people fucking crying, saying this is what it's like when Hitler was elected. No, when Hitler was elected, fucking all the world celebrated because he was saving Germany. He didn't get to the juicy Jew stuff for another 3 years.
First of all, why is Hitler being dragged into this? Both sides. I feel bad for the guy.
I love you say. I've never heard it like that. Like Hitler's the innocent victim. Hitler. He just let him be. Why not drag him back into this? He's living in Argentina. What?
He's in hell, and his ears are burning because everyone's using his name, and both left and right. He's in like, what did I do? I don't know. I'm not. It's like, why? It's like. It's hilarious is what it is.
Yeah, it's laughable. But that's just it. It's like every fucking news source I watch is that. I think it's fake news. I think it's the dumbing down of America. It's amazing how you can watch fucking something on Fox News and they never talk about it once on MSNBC, and you can put it on CNN and they don't talk about anything on Fox News once that they're talking.
You got to do both. You got to do both.
Yeah.
And not only the news, but you got to find the individual independence. Like I'll listen to Alex Jones.
Sure.
I'll listen to Ocasio, but then I'll listen to what's her name? Candace, the black chick, very pretty.
Candace Owens, I love her.
Hey, I listen to her. I don't agree with everything, but speaks intelligently about her business, and that's all I ask. And I'll pick it apart. What was it? I think it was she did Tim Dillon. When I saw her do Tim Dillon's podcast,
right?
She speaks very intelligently about her business. I saw some holes. I wanted to jump in there, but hey, it is what it is. I'm making up my own mind. She's right about some stuff I didn't agree with. Same thing with Ocasio and everybody else. And I listen to Alex Jones. I listen to Joe Rogan. I listen, that's what you have to do nowadays. You can't listen to one, especially not the news. Go independent, the little independent articles and the independent individuals. Podcasts are more fucking honest than Fox or CNN.
I've been saying that. We do our show 4 days a week on Compound Media and Hot Water. I'm like, and in a way, this is where you come for news. And I'm not saying like we're going to give you an hour of fucking news. Now I'm going to give you the tidbits that I've stumbled upon and call me out on it. Double check what I'm saying. Please, most importantly, please look up what I'm talking about. Call in and give me more information or correct me so I know more of because I don't give a fuck enough to read more than 3 minutes in before I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I mean, there's a thing called Google. We had, back in the day, we had to have a book of an encyclopedia if your parents can afford it, if you were lucky enough. Now there's this thing, there's Google in the palm of your hand, and you can check, double check, triple check, and go off, but nobody does it. It's right
but
there.
They're saying Google, Google's owned by China, basically. A big tech won the election, which I believe, because it just makes sense. Fucking Trump, when he was in office, got us out of China's back pocket. Got us less beholden to China than we've ever been. And when you have big tech companies that get all their money, make all their money from fucking sweatshops in fucking China, when you have fucking the Apple phone that's 99% comprised of parts bought and, manufactured in China, then you're going to fucking do what China says. You're going to be, and when China says, get this fucking Trump guy out of here, this fucking costs them money, they will. The problem is in general that people on the right not care what you say, but you must agree with people on left where they believe you should be silent. My brother was a teacher. Can you believe that? But he's not good. He has trouble typing because he's got these fat sausage fingers. And this is what it looks like when he's typing. He's mushing. He's mushing like his last text message to me, Pudge, just said, mumpity mump.
It's a thumbs. It's a thumbs. Sometimes I have the same thing.
Right now, here's my impersonation of my brother. Fucking phone! He does this a lot. It's fun. It's fun for me. It's fun for me. He gets very angry, Pudge.
Believe me, I get spell checked and a lot on Facebook. I'm like, are you serious? I hate grammar Nazis. I hate these grammar Nazis that want to correct your English and your grammar on social media. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is Facebook, okay? Yeah. A 9-year-old is on this. I'm using my thumbs, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying or not? Do you get the point I'm saying or not? No, but everyone's got to be like, no, you spelled there wrong. It's THER, not THIE. I'm like, dog, fuck you. It's like,
yeah, they go after you for that because that's the way, like, oh, well, you're just stupid. Look what I did.
Right, exactly. Someone correcting me. I'm like, I'm just trying to help you. I'm just, I'm like, if you really wanted to help me, you'd inbox me privately. Hey, by the way, did you know you spelled this wrong? Or, 9 times out of 10, never do. It's all bullshit. It's an ego trip. That's what social media is. It's an ego boost. We become this big narcissistic fucking country world, and everyone's going nuts. And it's like, back in the day, it was by like, remember people used to say like, 15 minutes of fame. Everyone gets 15 minutes. Well, this 15 minutes got fucking exploded into fucking 15, years on social media. Everyone wants to be special, and no one's doing anything to earn it.
Well, Pudge, remember when we didn't have to fucking fight for stage time with YouTube personalities, not comedians, YouTube personalities and Instagram influencers? What the fuck? That's what it's become.
You know what? Yes, I absolutely despise and hated them. Kardashian-esque type. Jake Paul, now he's a YouTuber and a boxer, but it was part of my failure that I acknowledged at the beginning of this pandemic, because we really didn't adapt. I was a comic of a certain age. There's a couple of buddies who started around the same time, and we always joke we were the last graduating class of the last era, where we were taught, keep your mouth shut. Don't use the word kill because you don't know what a kill is. Listen to your elders. Write. Stage time. Put in the fucking work. That was like our upbringing. But then the class behind us was the MySpace, the YouTube, and the Facebook, and all of a sudden they're passing us, and we're like, what the fuck?
It's not even that they're passing us. They just fucking started with YouTube and MySpace, and that became the way to fucking move up, and we were still using the old model. But the other thing is that they don't learn the fucking hard knocks way we did, which makes us a better comedian. I mean, me and Berg always have this conversation. My co-host Aaron Berg is fucking brilliant, fucking hilarious, and he's still doing a lot of the mainstream clubs. Me, not so much, because I'm Hitler, started to drag his name into this, and I'm a white supremacist and a COVID denier. But when I first got up here, fucking 2001, you'd go to the cellar, you'd look at fucking Louis C.K. and fucking Patrice and fucking Nick DiPaolo at the comments table, and there would be in reverence and in awe. And even though I've been doing comedy in Philly and Delaware for fucking 5 years, which is nothing, but like, I'm like, all right, I got so far to go. I want to get to the level where I can hang out with them, and you just keep doing everything you said. You fucking get on stage, you get in your reps, you shut your fucking mouth, unless you're just fucking busted. You just do that. But now, in the world we live in, you get these people that have, whether they're real or not, 10,000 followers on Instagram, 100,000 followers on Instagram, and a podcast that no one listens to, but they don't, or gets all these downloads and who fucking knows and who cares, but they're like, I'm Louis C.K. I can go talk to Louis C.K. I can put a tweet out judging Louis C.K. And you can't! You can't! But they do. And the stupid industry sucks their fucking dick and says, yeah, and let me tell you something else. I can't wait to watch fucking Stephen Colbert go tits up because he's a no-talent fucking shill for the. And I used to always bash Jimmy Fallon, saying he's no good. Fucking all he does is laugh at everything. But you know what? He laughed at everything for the past 3 years without getting involved in all this fucking shit that fucking Colbert and Kimmel and who's the guy, the late night guy that came over from SNL? Why can't I think of his name right now? He's the Late Show. Fucking, he used to host. Fucking Weekend Update. I'll think of it when I stop thinking of it. But they're all so anti-Trump, and they became a mouthpiece for the fucking left, rather than fucking just being entertaining at night. You know what I mean? It's a fucking disgrace.
Back in the day, you never saw Johnny be anti-anybody. He just slammed everybody equally.
Mm-hmm.
And with good
Same
taste.
thing with Letterman.
Yep. It's a different world. It's a different world. Now you got everyone taking. It's like, why do you have to take a side? I mean, we all lean. I get it. We all lean, a certain way. But
Leaning to the left.
Yeah, lean to the left, lean to the right. We all lean. I lean.
Seth Meyers, thank you, Gabby Greco. I know Geist Wolf said it first, but I'm giving props to Gabby. What?
No, but it's why does everyone have to be so hard and official? The only place you should be hard and official is in baseball. You're either a Met fan or a Yankee fan. You don't fucking
Phillies.
say I'm both. I hate that.
Phillies.
I'm both. I'm a New York. Okay, Phillies. Exactly. That's where you choose. That's
My
where you
man.
fucking choose.
My man.
That's where you choose and you throw down. But
Right.
not the politics. No, it's too much gray. People don't realize how much gray that is. Yeah. It's not. And when you're dealing with absolutes, I can't follow or believe in an absolute democratic political leadership or an absolute Republican leader. Then it's dangerous. We shouldn't be. This is Star Wars 101. Okay.
But I will say this, Pudge, and it really is. It's only 2 days in, but it's like I'm half as livid as I was day one, and I'm really getting to the mindset where it's going to be, what's the I think it's some Buddhist or some phrase, may you live in interesting times. And we certainly do. And I think I'm looking forward. It's almost like, all right, Trump, I'm over it. I'm already over it. And again, thank God I'm already over it for the most part, because I'll say it again, I was never political. And I just got so caught up. And I'm starting to believe that I wasn't being political, and I'm still just anti-COVID. I think they're bullying us. They're taking our rights, and that's fine with me. But I saw fucking Biden today, and I'm looking at him, and I honestly feel like I wasn't mad that he was our president. I was mad that he's reading the teleprompter in such a shitty manner. I'm like, you're our president now. Fucking go downstairs, learn how to read a teleprompter, or get someone to read your speeches, because you got to do a better job, because you're our guy. You're my guy now.
That's an excellent point you just made in regards to...
That's a Chinese curse. Pete, where does this go when we put you on stage? Pete, where does it run and hide, Comedy Pete? He's scatting and bebopping all over me. Go on. I'm sorry, Pudge. I love Pete.
I know. Comedy Pete. He lives 5 minutes from me. I'm going to go to his house later and freaking have some apples.
And punch him in the mouth for your buddy Geno, Pudge.
You made an excellent point as far as this whole COVID thing. Yes, it's real. But it's like manipulating. They're manipulating in a way to take our freedoms away. And it reminds me of 9/11. Okay, we got hit. That was, 3,000 people died. There were 3 planes. I don't want to talk about Building 7. That's another story. But yes, there was a terrorist. People died. There was a terrorist act. And because of it, we lost a lot of freedoms.
Dude, and I didn't even understand the Building 7 thing till recently when I saw a funny little, it was like on Instagram, and it was on September 11th, and everyone's saying never forget. they showed Towers 1 and 2, and they're like, never forget. And then they showed Tower 7, which was obviously imploded, and it just says, please forget. Please forget this. And I'm like, I'm so dumb. I'm like, I get it now. I get what you're saying now.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, listen, I love
Johan, you said it, buddy.
Love my country, born, raised, did 8 years in the service, and would do it again.
Thank you for your service, buddy.
No, all good, all good. Got very lucky, and I vote. I'll pick a side. I'll choose a side. I'll lean one way. I'll lean another way, but I'm not fully 100% sold. There's a lot of BS. There's a lot of gray. Okay, if you don't know that the FBI, the CIA, and the mafia work hand in hand, then something's wrong. If you don't know that one of the most powerful men in our government wore a fucking dress for the time he was running the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, then something's wrong. If you don't know that there was more than one bullet when JFK got hit, then you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I hate to do this, but I got to ask you and go down. What was Building 7 again? What was in there that they had to destroy? Come on, I forget. Do you remember?
I believe the FBI had that building, may have had that building.
But there was somebody told me, and I can't believe I forgot. It was one of those moments where I'm like, wow.
Well, one of the things in Building 7, I think that was that the emergency bunker? I think there was a bunker, an emergency bunker, but there may have been FBI office.
It was something with the FBI or the CIA, but they had to destroy what was in there, and I can't remember what. You know, like something. You know, I believe it wasn't like in Die Hard 4 where they had all the money going. You know, they were funneling the money to that building. You know, I don't remember that, but something like that.
Everything happens for a reason. What that reason is, half the time we don't know, or we'll find out 50 years later when they open up the books and we don't care anymore. Yeah, you know, like
we're worried about something else. You're right.
Yeah, everyone's Trumpetized, but I'm still like, hey, I still want to know who shot Kennedy. I still want to know who's involved. I want to know why did Jack Ruby do what he did to Lee Harvey Oswald? Just out of the blue, really? He's just going to show up and bang in front of all the cops in the garage of a fucking police station and blow.
I heard he was dying. He had some why can't I think disease, terminal illness, and he was going to die in a couple months. And they're like, look, just do this, die, fucking, and we'll give a shit ton of money to your family, something like that.
No, yeah, there was a lot of rumors. There was
Josh, it was some kind of accounting in that building. Josh, sorry to interrupt you, Pudge.
Yeah. Oh, it's always accounting. It's always numbers. Oh, the numbers. Speaking of numbers, 9/11. The Pentagon got hit because the day before 9/11, they released. They had some kind of a meeting or something. It was telecast on C-SPAN where they lost a couple of $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. Cheney, I believe, September 10th, the day before, there was some kind of briefing somewhere in the House or the Senate. And I believe Cheney was speaking, and there was an investigation because a few billion or gazillion dollars was missing. So there was a huge hole in the budget. Millions, billions, or trillions of money was missing. And then the next day was 9/11, and everyone forgot about it.
Wow. Yeah, maybe. And they played the part of the building where the records supposedly were.
So, speaking of 7 and the Pentagon and records and it's all out there. Like I said, love my country, support it, defended it, will do it again. I will lean left, I will lean right, I will vote, I will be the best American I can be, but I'm not, sold on everything that they're trying to sell me. There's a lot of gray. And
by the way, Johan's right. Like, if you get the chance, if you're not into he just said interesting that the Unabomber's cabin ended up in the FBI Museum in its entirety. It's not a coincidence. His manifesto, they printed it, and everything he said kind of predicted Twitter, Facebook, and social media. I just saw a documentary on it a couple weeks ago while we were in lockdown, maybe a couple months ago, and it's like, oh my God, where the brother turns him in, and because I remember when it was going on, when they were capturing him, I wasn't paying attention. I was fucking, I was in my early 30s. God, did I drink then? Yeah, Pudge is great, Gavalish.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate it. Always a lot of. I'm jealous. I don't have a fucking cigar. I'm supposed to go to a cigar lounge either this week or next week.
Oh, we gotta have a cigar, Pudge. I was talking about your ears must have been burning this week. And I'm like, I'm doing Pudge's show. He's like, I don't know that guy. I'm like, well, you probably don't because he used to book comedy shows and no one books comedy shows anymore. I'm like, I used to do shows with him in Queens. We'd go to this bar. We'd drink. It was just the best. I miss it, Pudge. You know what I mean?
I had you. I think you did all of my shows. Every single show I did, you were there.
Because I was a good comic who was even more fun to drink with. Just admit it.
You were in my top 10. You were a lot of fun. You were, in my opinion, what I'll say is that edgy guy. When I needed to break the ice of just the momentum, I might have, I always had great closers. Always had great closers. All my closers, 99%, all did great.
Yeah.
But when I wanted that curveball, when I wanted that knuckle slider, that's when you came in. And
Plus,
that was always fun. It was always fun.
It was always a good time. That's what I always said. It's like no matter what, it was like I'm going to drink with Pudge and I think we're doing a comedy show. It was like that kind of shit, which was always fucking fun. You know what I mean?
And like I was saying, like in my opinion, you were that edgy, push the envelope, almost borderline pissing people off, what made it so attracting to watch you and so cool. Because again, I'm a minor in the comedy game compared to you. I look up to you, and so here's my question. So I see you as edgy, push the envelope, totally cool, enjoy watching you and having you. How many years have you been doing it? And were you edgy like that from day one?
No, I think comedy's like anything. This is what I say, and this will answer your question, and it really underscores how lucky I've been during this pandemic, because it's like the more you like something, the more you do it. The more you do something, the better you get at it. The better you get at something, the better you get at something, the more you can get paid for it. And when you're the best at something, you're fucking recession-proof, which is why I don't give a fuck about who's in government, because I've always loved people. I like making them laugh. I like fucking having a point, and I don't want to say encouraging debate because that'll give me too much fucking credit, but I've always liked doing all these things. And when I first started doing comedy, we still laugh. And I was doing jokes about Wawa, dumb jokes, And once I got up here, I was doing my act, and I tried to be like likable and stuff, and I'm likable, but I'm likable to only a certain group because I split the room down the middle.
Yeah, you do.
Exaggerate a little bit, but
it's great. But it's awesome.
Yeah,
you make people cringe, but they
laugh.
It's just like, but they laugh.
Yeah, but the thing is, it became like the stuff that really bothered me is like people used to always say, Geno's always on. No, I'm always in a good mood, on and off stage. That's who I am. So the shit that bothers me is the stuff I want to fucking put in your face and try and laugh at. Because it's easy to laugh at what's funny. And I'm not saying this is some like manifesto of mine, but it is. It's easy to laugh at what's funny. And it's annoying for me to laugh at some innocuous story you're going to tell. So I want to take things that fucking upset you, that fucking make you fucking feel uncomfortable, and fucking disempower them and make them fucking, render them helpless to hurt you by laughing in their face. Camus said it best. You live to the point of tears, so you should laugh at what's fucking tragic and cry that you're so happy. I mean, it really is that extreme in a way. So when I do jokes about the Holocaust and people are like, well, I didn't laugh, the Holocaust was bad. No, the Holocaust was terrible. The Holocaust was horrific. The Holocaust was one of the lowest points in human history. And if you sit there right now and be upset about it, then Hitler, sorry to drag him back into this, Pudge, then Hitler, I love that you said it.
Callback.
Yeah, well, that's going to resonate with me. Why are we dragging poor Hitler? But to laugh at it now, that fucking takes his power away. To do a joke about hitting women that women always laugh at the hardest because they're not stupid enough to be like, that takes its fucking power away. To do a joke about fucking COVID and race and religion. One of my favorite jokes ever, and I'm really bringing it back now, is I say the first person ever to say nigger please was Thomas Jefferson. It was in the preferences of his eHarmony profile. And then I just say, if you laughed at that, great, because the word is funny there. But if you're like, oh, that's a bad word, then you just took the joy of laughter from yourself because you were a coward and you gave power to a word. And I know that's not the explanation you need while you're trying to get a laugh, but it's a fact. And people say, like, that's a terrible word. It's a terrible word. Words are like anything else. And that's the other shit I try and drive home. And what's the point of fucking fighting with people? Well, we're never going to book you. You're a racist. I'm not. But if you think I am, then my battle is not in your club. And you're allowed to tell everyone I'm a racist and let them decide, or just closed-mindedly say but I'm not. I'm not. I think black people should vote, unlike you, Pudge. I'm like, let them vote.
That's your style. That I see. That's it. That's it. See that.
But
That's what
yeah,
it is.
and that's just it. And 99% of people get it. And the 1%, and I'm probably giving, but you know what I mean? The ones that don't, what are you going to do? Am I going to waste all my energy? No, like me, I'm a good guy. Right? Tell him, Six. Tell him Daddy's, where'd she go? There she is. Six. She's like, oh, yeah. You ate. You ate, Six. By the way, notice my cat is completely white. Not important. Not important. Not.
She has a good credit score, is what you're saying.
Dude, that cat, a day doesn't go by. Like, I got that cat. I talk about her in my act, but it was like September 2018, and it's more, everything in my life just verifies the way I'm living, which is insane. But I think you draw, like, without trying to sell you a Dianetics book, Pudge, I think you do. You find your act, you find your voice, and whatever you really want, you draw into your life. And, like, I was living alone and subletting. I didn't know what I was fucking doing, and this cat was in a litter of cats abandoned behind my fucking apartment. And some woman's like, can you get those cats? And I go down there and I get there's 5 cats. And as I'm putting them in the box to give to the guy that's going to take them to the shelter, this one, just like a kitten, starts meowing like crazy. I look over, she was separated. I pick her up, she clings to right here on my neck. And the guy looks at me, he's like, he doesn't say, you should keep that cat. He's like, you're supposed to keep that kitten. And I'm like, I'm not keeping a kitten, right? So I put her in the box. I go up the fire escape to get my place. He lives a floor above, so he has to walk by. And he literally takes the box of kittens. He's like, you sure you don't want one? They're just going to go to home. And she was so tiny, and she had a scrape on her arm, nothing bad. But that's how I recognized her. She's on her hind legs, and I'm telling you, Pudge, you can't convince me she wasn't going like, on her hind legs, going like, look, asshole, you're not doing me a favor. Get me the fuck out of this box. And I did. And I'm telling you, for the past two and a half years, like, I've made so many decisions. This whole place I live in right now, hold on, I'll give you the tour. There it is, that's the tour. Bedroom, middle room, kitchen. Like, I got this place so she could run around when she turned like 4 months old. She needed more space. Sure. Fucking, there's so many times like I'm like, I can't get drunk, I gotta go feed the cat. I don't fucking wander around like I used to, just like vanishing for weeks on end. Like I always want, it's really, she's really stabilized everything. It's like, maybe that's what I needed, and maybe.
They're hella smart. They are hella smart.
But it's her, and she just sits there like, you're welcome. Say you're welcome, Six.
I think. Here's the thing. I'm technically, I would consider myself a dog lover, but I love dogs. I don't know why, because I had a cat once, and so fucking smart. We don't even train cats. They train us. They let us know. They tell us what they want when they want to eat. I mean, the cat I had, I would open the door and she just take off. Where she went, I don't know. Get some cat pick in the neighborhood, go hang out, have a few beers, and then at the end of the night, I open the door, boom, in. It was like, by my side, by my
Shoot stuff, nailed it. Shoot stuff, nailed it. Cats know energy, dogs know loyalty. So true. It's so true.
But so fucking intelligent.
Gabby Greco wrote Cat Dad because my brother, he got me 2 shirts. This was one of them. I call this one. But they got me this shirt. It's in the laundry now. It says Cat Dad. And it's a cat, but it says Cat Dad on it. And I think 99% of the people are like, what a dumb shirt. I'm like, I wore that shirt. I couldn't wear it enough when I first got it. It's just a giant Cat Dad shirt. But I had, like, this is the first female cat and first calico cat I've ever owned. Like, I always have black, always dudes, black or tabby. I had this one cat for 13 years, Babbitt, and I lived in Delaware with him, all over New York, and every place I lived, I always had a window where when I would go away, I would just open the window, he'd leave, I'd get back, he'd be like, hey, dude, like, this is my baby. Like, Six is my baby, but every other cat I had was just my dude, you know? Just a guy I hung out with, you know? It's like, how was your weekend? Shit like that.
How old is she now? How old is she now?
She is September. So September, so now that's 9, and she's 2.5.
Wow. Now, do you have insurance on her, or like as far as for medical? Because we have a dog. It's my kid's dog. It's a miniature pinscher. She's like 17 years. I mean, this little thing. She keeps going. She's gonna live forever. I swear to God. Yeah. But when it comes to dogs, I mean, back in the day, you just owned the dog, fed the dog, and if it got sick, you took it to the vet, maybe. You took it to the vet, maybe. But then somebody put me onto this insurance where you just paid like the doggy or cat insurance, and everything's taken care of. You just, it's just like a regular insurance policy. $20-30 a month or whatever. But then
I've heard of that, but for her, I just have this service called Fuzzy where I pay $500 flat a year. They give you, like, I'll tell you, they give you, her flea meds and all the meds are paid for. But two, and I'm sure this exists everywhere, but it's an app on my phone where whenever I have a question, I text, and I'll never forget. I just thought of this, but this summer she got stung on the eye by a bee. Okay, and it swelled up, and she was fine, but her father, her 51-year-old father, was losing his shit, and I'm sending them 90 pictures, and after about half an hour, they're like, she's gonna be fine. She's not having a reaction. Just and she was itching, and I felt so bad, but it's like. It's the peace of mind I get from being able to, 24/7, they're on call. They're like, what do you need? And that I like. You know what I mean? Like, she's young, Knockwood. She's a fighter like her old man. She's very, you can see she's very busy. She's got shit to do, right, Six?
She does what she wants when she does, whenever she wants.
Yeah.
She's in charge. That's the thing about cats. Cats are in charge.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I had one for years. And you know what? I think today I swore to my family that whenever this dog passes, because she's 17, I mean, that's like 90 in human years, as she keeps going, I swore that I wouldn't have any more pets because I can't stand the heartbreak.
But I lost my cat before this. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not getting another cat. Yeah. And this one's like, no, it turns out you are getting another cat.
And the responsibility to take care of it. But now they have, like you said, you're in a program where you pay a flat rate every year. There's insurance. So it makes it more easier.
I was looking for the shirt. It's definitely in the laundry. Damn it. I wanted to show it to you, but it's a great shirt. Anyway, go on. I'm listening, Pudgelicious.
No, I mean, with the technology and everything today, it just makes owning a pet so much easier because you can Google, you can YouTube, you have insurance, you sign up for a plan, and it just makes things easier. Because that was always my anxiety of what if something goes wrong, what if something happens, or sometimes, hey, money's tight and I can't afford, and that's not the way you want to own an animal. Yeah.
Like I do, I spoil this one, but that's what you want to do, especially when you're fucking a psycho lives. She's just looking at me like that. She's like that. Look at her. She's like, that is what you want to do, dipshit. That is. My cat just told me to go to bed. Bye, dude.
Where are you living now?
Yeah, like you do. That's the thing about dogs too. They're like, I love dogs. I grew up on a farm, so I always had dogs. But I can't have a dog in New York. They need more attention than I can give them,
Space.
And I would fucking feel bad not being able to walk them every day. And I would feel bad walking them in fucking East Harlem. I just don't want that. Like, I want a dog when I have a yard and shit like that.
You ever hear the story about 101 Dalmatians when the movie came out? There was this huge spike and people buying Dalmatians because their kids saw the movie and they wanted
And they're terrible with kids, right?
First of all, they're huge. People don't do research, especially in New York, when they get a dog. They go, I want this dog, I want that dog. Some dogs need space. Some dogs need to run, stretch, and move. Dalmatians, they're fucking huge. And they got them locked up in these New York City fucking apartments. I hate seeing and these big dogs or a dog with lots of energy in these freaking Manhattan apartments. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'll take it to the doggy park. And no, I mean, like you said, if you want to have a dog, have a backyard. Fine, that's why we got a miniature pincher. Okay, so it doesn't take much for them to walk, and it doesn't. But these dogs in the city, it's like, are you crazy? And Disney isn't helping.
No. Well, Disney's part of the Pizzagate, thing. Disney's part of the Pizzagate.
Are they?
I don't know, but that's what they. Yeah, Pudge, watch this. Yeah, dude. Dude.
Did you see the two Corys, that movie?
No, I heard about it. That was out a while ago, right?
Corey
Feldman and not Corey Hart. Corey Hartman?
No, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. No, Corey
Haim, very good, yes.
He's the one who died, and Corey Feldman is the one who's living, and made that movie documentary and gave up the name of who molested Corey Haim and all that shit. Because Hollywood, right. I mean, there's Pizzagate and all that shit and Epstein Island, but then Hollywood is this whole other animal. And shit, they were. I mean, what was the charge? Who was it? Who was Sheen? Charlie Sheen allegedly was the one responsible for raping.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta look up the document. I don't know if it's around. It was supposed to be this one-time order, the video, a one-time event, and this one.
Oh, so it's not on Netflix or anything now, or it is?
No. You know what? It came out. It might be on YouTube. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Everything's on fucking YouTube. But
oh yeah. Let me tell you, I didn't want to watch Cobra Kai because I'm like, it was on YouTube Red, and then it was out. I didn't come to Cobra Kai till about a month ago. So I binged the first 2 seasons. I think it's so good. For some reason, I've yet to binge season 3. I have not watched any of season 3 yet of the Cobra Kai. Have you watched that?
No, actually, when it was on YouTube Red, I thought I had it for free, and I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was enjoying it. And then they took it away and like, okay, if you want to subscribe. So it was a bait and switch where they gave it to me like for a week. I saw 3 episodes, and then like, if you want to see the rest, I'm like, fuck you. Now 2-3 years later, it's on Netflix. Everyone's binging it. Everyone loves it.
It's good. And there's parts of it that are stupid to me, but for the most part, I love it. Go on, Pudge. I'm sorry.
I hate watching and waiting. I'll wait till it's over and binge. Although I'm getting tempted because I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, you got it. It's good.
I hate waiting. I like waiting till something's over and I'll binge it. But everyone keeps talking about it. It's getting on my nerves. So I might give Cobra Kai a chance. I just hate waiting. I mean, and how many more seasons? What pisses me off is I started watching Glow, the movie.
Mark Maron's in that, right?
He was great, and it was about Glow. It was great because it was about a true story. I remember a kid jerking off to those girls. It was amazing. Sure. It was part of my growing up and the backstory.
Them and American Gladiators. American Gladiators. Zap. I used to love cranking one out to Zap.
Awesome. And to get into it and your history and your childhood and all the little nuances that you didn't know, but then they stopped. And I'm left hanging. And I'm like, what the fuck? There's supposed to be another season. I don't know what happened, if it's coming back, and I hate that. So that's why I wait till it's officially over before I binge. Because it's always a little, in between stuff,
You know what I'm binging now? And it's nothing great, but because I still love, but I love Columbo. I'm binging Monk. Wow. And it's such an easy, simple, funny, cute show. Like, I love it. Tony Shalhoub, the fucking OCD detective. I love it.
I remember from his first sitcom. What was it on NBC?
Wings. Dude, there was an episode of Monk where whatchamacallit he was on a plane and Tim whatever the lead guy, one of the brothers, Tim Daly, right?
Right.
He's on the plane. He's on the plane, and his assistant goes, that is just like Tim Daly. And he goes, and Shalhoub's like, who's he? He was in a sitcom in the 80s. He's like, you never watch? He's like, nah. So I love that. He's like, nah.
A nice little callback.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't watch sitcoms like that anymore. I grew up watching them. They're not the same. They're all.
What appointment TV sitcom does anyone watch anymore? What? Like, my brother watched The Goldbergs. He said that was funny. I watched Rick and Morty because my nephew turned me on to that. I don't watch The Simpsons anymore. I'll watch Family Guy on reruns, even if it's the newer shit, or catch it on Hulu. But I can't think of anything I watch on TV. Because it's on Seinfeld reruns, but that's not new. I don't watch any new sitcoms on TV.
The newest thing I watched and got into, I watched it with reruns, is the one with Sofia Vergara and
Modern Family.
Modern Family. I was surprised. I never watched it, never saw it. I caught an episode, and it was.
That's funny.
And because it's totally different, the delivery is different.
Yeah.
So that's everything else is paper cut. Just the same.
Cookie
cutter. Thank you.
I don't know anything I'm saying, but at least I can help you with one of your statements. So that's good. I feel like I'm contributing somewhat.
I'm just tired of the cookie cutter shit. It's almost like the rhythm and the jokes and the fake laughter and it's like if you can see it coming, and I'm like, oh god, how corny, and there's the writing, and I'm like, really? And
now, Have you been? Have you like? I know you're a big baseball guy. Do you like football? Right? You're a fucking American, Pudge.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, like I've been like that's the other thing I got mad about with COVID. I'm sort of like that. Like I love what everyone like was saying before the season. Fuck the NFL. I hate what they're doing with BLM and fucking all this stuff. I'm like, let me tell you something. Football fucking monetized BLM and COVID beautifully. They're like, look, first week we're gonna do 2 anthems, and then by week 2 you don't see the anthem anymore. They're like, look, we were wrong to say that you had to stand for the anthem, and half the world like, oh, that's bullshit. Fucking, you're gonna let them kneel. They don't show the anthem anymore. They show some stupid interstitial. And when it comes to COVID, they're like, oh yeah, that COVID's really bad. Why don't we move one of the 19 games we have on Sunday to the only game on Tuesday and get all the TV rights for that and all the gambling money? They're monetized. So I love the NFL. I love what they're doing. But baseball, you'll relate to this. You just brought it up. The Mets and the Yankees. Like with all of baseball, though, I got so livid that it's the summer, and it's a fact. You can, if you're outside and you're socially distanced and the heat is good, there's no reason you can't have 6,000 people in fucking City Field or City, you know what I mean? But they didn't. But they didn't, and that made it easy to do this. Well, one Mets player and one front office guy has COVID, so we're canceling the game. And then they end up canceling the whole fucking series when if me and you show up to the game with 5 friends, you're like, hey, we're here for the game, and it becomes like the John Candy outside Wally World talking to the Griswolds. Yeah, we had to cancel the game. Why? Well, you see, one guy on the field has a virus that he only has a 99.9% chance of surviving, given he's a healthy young adult under the age of 40. And someone in the clubhouse also has it, who has a 99.98% chance of surviving it because he's a healthy adult in his 50s. And but because of that, we're canceling the game, and 6,000, you'd be out of your mind. But instead, since they don't have to send anyone home, they cancel the entire series, and then 2 iconic teams, you read the headline, Yankees-Mets series canceled due to COVID, and every fucking idiot from fucking Maine to Hawaii that doesn't understand what's going on is like, COVID's terrible! It killed the Yankees and Mets!
You know who did it right? And I hate to give him credit because I'm a
the
diehard.
NBA, don't say it.
No, the Giant, because I'm a diehard Giant fan. The Cowboys in Texas.
Oh, Jerry Jones? Sure.
Yeah, because Texas did it there. Because my boy out there, my Army buddy, he has season tickets. He has season tickets to the Dallas Cowboys.
My condolences. He probably wish they canceled their season at this point.
I went beautiful. Have you been there? Oh my God, I'm so.
No, I have not.
Beautiful stadium.
But I'm a Chargers fan. I was all set to go to their new stadium. Like, dude, look, I'm a Chargers fan. Yeah. I'm not from San Diego. They didn't leave me. They just moved from San Diego to L.A., and it's business. I get it. I was dying to go to that SoFi Stadium. Not a single fan because of Newsom. Not a single fucking fan in that gorgeous stadium. Right.
No, Dallas did it correctly. My friend, he's got season tickets. There's 8 home games. They told him, pick 3. Pick 3. So that's how they regulate the numbers. Because everybody can't come to all the games. Pick 3. Yeah. And he did. And that's how you regulate. Okay. That's how you got it down to 1/3. That's why there was always people there. There was always people cheering. And they had enough room to spread out. Right. But they did it right. They did it right. And I hate to give them credit because they're the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. But Jerry Jones, the stadium, everything, absolutely beautiful. Awesome. Shout out
to my boy Larry Bay. He is hysterical. Let me ask you this, because I know he's a huge Brady fan. With my picks this week, I took both favorites. I took the Packers laying 4 and the Chiefs over the Bucks, and the Chiefs laying. Well, it's only 1 now. I guess they I don't know why it's only 1. They must know something we don't, because Vegas does well. But I do. I like the Packers. And although if the Bucks win, Brady does it his first year, the Bucks become the first team to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium.
Everyone's calling a fix. Everyone's saying that.
Really?
Actually, again, I love conspiracies. They're really interesting. I believe some of them are true, some of them are not, but they're really cool. Better than CNN or Fox. But if you look at, there's always they already did the video on YouTube about the Tampa Bay Falcons game where they moved the ball to give them the first down when they shouldn't have had it, and that led Tampa Bay to winning the game. Long story short, the Super Bowl's in Tampa, Brady's in Tampa, and they're trying to put it together. They're trying to put it together. So, and now this guy has a concussion. I saw, not for nothing, but that wasn't, I didn't.
Well, the guy that had the concussions in the other game, that's Chiefs Bills.
Oh, so he did have one.
Oh, he had a concussion. You're talking about someone else?
On the Chiefs, the quarterback.
Yeah, Mahomes. Oh, my God.
Mahomes.
His brain was fucking silly putty. It was great. But, yeah, that's the AFC. Fucking Brady's the NFC now, the Bucs, and they're playing Aaron Rodgers, who may or may not be gay. So there you go. Right. Yeah, we heard you, Larry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there's some odd shit happening. I don't know. It's just always weird with watching, you know, for some reason, I don't know. I'm doubting everything. Did he really get a concussion? Because I didn't see his head slam that hard. I didn't think his head slammed that hard either, but you can't fake the way he got up. He had a pudding head going. It was great. That was funny. That was funny.
What's wrong with us?
It looked like Bambi when he was born, the wobbly knees. That's what he looked like. That's what it reminded me. Like, But then you don't know. You don't know. It's like that's why I was iffy about that. Then when I heard the Tom Brady Tampa Super Bowl push, I'm like, yeah, well, that's more believable. That's more believable. I can't believe Cam Newton lost in the Super Bowl to fucking. I still call that personally.
Well, dude, not that because I want to circle back to what you're saying, dude. I think the fix is like it looked more like a fix. Not Mahomes got the concussion, but the Brady game. Because I talked about in my video this week, Geno's picks coming out. Might even be up by now. They're up. They're up. What's the score? Don't help me here. They're up 20-13. The fucking to start the second half. The Saints score. They go 20-13. 3 and out or 5 and out, whatever. They stop the Bucs. They get the ball. Fucking Breeze is just slicing up the defense, going upfield. Jared Cook, the tight end, gets a fucking football, catches it over the middle. They look like they're going to go up 2 scores, and they have all the momentum, and he just fucking fumbles it away. Bucs get it, go down, score a touchdown. 3 and out for the Saints, touchdown Buck, interception Breeze, and I'm like, that looked like fair. That looked like they got the call and said, okay, that's enough.
How many interceptions?
I don't think it is, but you could make that argument.
How many times did Breeze give it away? How many?
He threw after that fumble. He threw 2 interceptions on the next 3 drives.
That's yeah.
I mean, one was a tip pass, one was awful. One was awful. You know what I mean? But one was a tip pass.
Things like that.
But I don't care because I don't think it's fixed. And like I always say, if you think any sport is fixed, you can't watch it, and you certainly can't gamble on it because you just think it is.
I can watch it. I just won't gamble.
Like pro wrestling, you watch it. I got it. Yeah.
You know, it's as long as I'm not gambling, I'm totally cool. When it happens to my team, like the way the Giants got buck-fucked out of being in a wild card because the Eagles decided to put in their 3rd-string fucking quarterback in the fucking last quarter, which was tell me that again. Was it? But
again, you know this. Let me point something out you might not have noticed about your team. It's really subtle. They had 6 fucking wins. So stop it. And 2, you know whose fault it is? And I'm glad he got fired because no one talks like they should. I don't know why Trump didn't say we're not shutting anything down. Fucking stay inside if you think you're gonna die. I don't care, but he didn't. And I'll tell you something else. What Peterson should have said was, no, we were trying to win. He should have said, I don't know if you noticed this, but COVID took away all the preseason games. I'm trying to save my job, and I don't know what I have in Nate Sudfeld because I never got to see him play. And it doesn't look like we're going to win this game. And if we don't, I'll never know. And I have to know what I'm doing with Carson Wentz in the offseason. And I have to know if I have a viable 1 and 2 in my 2 and 3 right now. So I'm starting Nate Sudfeld. But what did that cunt now, thank God, coward, unemployed say? I'm trying to win. You're not. And as fans, and this I will give you as a Giants fan, but as an NFL fan, just don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
Yeah.
The Eagles don't care about Pudge's fucking money. I say that all the time. I'm like, these guys don't give a fuck about my money. They don't care about my money.
No, they're good. They're good. Anyway, on that note, Geno, it's been a pleasure, dog. Thank you so much.
Fucking love it, man.
Hot Pudge IG Live. Holy shit. And shout out to all your fucking followers who jumped on, man. Thank you so much. All the Geno's people, thank you so much for jumping on. I think you pulled the biggest numbers, dog. You got a fucking crowd going.
Oh, yeah. We party, dude. We party hard, these guys. They came to see 6 mostly. Look, even 6 is like, I'm bored. Look, she's like, I'm out. There she is.
She's very. She's she's camouflaged.
Yeah.
Anyway,
By the way, though, yeah, I haven't even been following College Hoops, but yeah, dude, thanks so much. Let's get a cigar or a drink soon while the world's insane. We need to hang, buddy.
Absolutely, I'm totally down. Where are you living these days?
I'm in East Harlem. I'm over on 104th and First. I love it.
Okay, I'm still in Queens.
God bless you.
Definitely.
All right, buddy, keep doing these. I'll swing by the next one and fucking throw some dick pics in the comments.
You got it. Thank you, and thank you, Six, and thank you everybody else.
Later, buddy. Love you.
God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Geno Bisconte. If you didn't know it, now you know it. This is why I book him on all my shows. Too much fun. Absolutely too much fun. Don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. Don't know what he's going to say. But it's always exciting. It's cool. It's fresh. Love Geno. Thank you, everybody who jumped on. All of Geno's people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, maybe you want to follow me, Hot Pudge Sunday. Go to my YouTube channel, Hot Pudge Sunday, like the day of the week, like NFL Sunday, but Hot Pudge Sunday. Subscribe. I got videos up there. I got Hot Pudge IG Live. I have Season 1, Season 2, Geno. Season 2, Episode 50 will be up tomorrow. I have some stand-up comedy. I have some other clips I did over the pandemic. Check it out. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Keep following us. And the pandemic's not going anywhere. Neither are we. All right? Have a good night. God bless. See you guys next week.